11:08. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining. Is there anyone who'd like to run through the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yeah, I'll do it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
So I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Guillermo. Okay. Can we do a quick roll call, or did you already do the roll call as people came in?
Yeah, I'm taking roll. Present, we have myself, Roger Garcia, Gabriela Fernandez, Priscilla Iglesias. Guests, we have Cristina Duarte, Jose Moreno, and Jerry Leal from Public Access.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, so I'm gonna open it up to public comments. Is there any public comments anyone would like to make today? I don't think we have anyone from the public, so moving forward to the approval of the minutes. Or
I invited Raquel. I don't know if she's going to be able to join us. Yeah, she was supposed to participate in open public comments to talk about the health market that she's.
Okay.
And I don't know if she's able to. I just sent her the second link that you sent me right now.
Okay. I believe if there's some time, I can open it up, to comments from anyone, right? Just in general, or not really.
Yeah, if somebody does have a public comment, that's fine.
I was gonna do the text is open. I'm gonna do that today. Just remember. Okay, so the for the president's report, we are progressing on the contract. We're looking to have some meetings next week to start working with the attorney and counsel, kind of get a feel for what's going on and what agreement we're going to make. So once we get that we should have a better update on that by the next meeting, and that will start to unlock some of these grant dollars. I know Jose has some pretty exciting stuff coming up for the crash course on the gardening, so I'll let him kind of update y'all on that. We're gonna start running some Facebook ads though, so that hopefully will give him the volunteers he needs and start launching one of the biggest programs I think that will help this organization grow. It has education, it has a volunteer element. We're going to be investing in people who help us grow our garden, so there's a lot of goodwill and community building in that. So in a bit when Jose gives his report, he'll dive a bit deeper into that. The Food Policy Council and I and the mayor and Viviana were meeting next week to discuss some next steps on the Food Policy Council. Karen couldn't be here today, and there's an issue with getting the link, so provide some more updates on the next meeting. Aside from that, I think I'm going to let Jose kind of give those updates. We've been having some great discussions. I know there was some concerns and such that happened at the garden, so just kind of breezing by that. We're working on it, and I think for now we're doing pretty good. It's going to be mostly about also fundraising efforts. That's what we're going to start looking at over the next few months. To see how we can get some. Make sure that we're sustainable, right, and ongoing. So I'd like to move on next to the secretary's report.
March was a quiet month. I have nothing to report other than I was able to send out the last meeting agenda and the treasurer's report. That's all for me.
Thank you, Guillermo. Treasurer's report, Guillermo just sent that, so if y'all can review the transactions that are on there, he sent it by email. Just give it a quick look. If you have any concerns, this would be the time to bring them up. Does anybody have any concerns on those transactions?
I don't see the email, but
Okay, just a quick rundown. Deposits $356. That's from a donation, and produce sales of $81. Expenses were 533. So the breakdown is plants 127, supplies 200, T-posts about 100, tomato cages about 100, wires and soda about $30. Marketing 167, which is t-shirts 126, promotional flyers, and so that leaves with a current balance of $92,000. So we're looking pretty good for some, I think, marketing campaigns over the next few weeks. We have a good amount of cash for now, and then we can start focusing a little bit more on replenishing that cash from different funding sources, council or grants.
Grants.
Yeah.
Um, Going back with that, have we actually applied to any grants yet? We haven't, right?
No.
Do we have any that we're going to apply to in the next month, next 2 months?
I I saw one grant available. Deadline is May 5, I guess, something like that. May start in May, but I don't think we are ready to apply for those big grants yet.
Why?
Well, I'll send you the requirements. I have the links. Yeah, when me.
Okay, yeah, please. And the only reason I'm asking is because the whole idea of the money that we received from the city was so that we could be established for 1 year, and that 1 year find a sustainable source of income so that we would not have to go back to the city and ask for more money. Um, as yet, we have not applied for any grants, and I understand that COVID had a major impact on the on that process, but we it would be a lot easier for us to go if we had to go back to the city to ask for money to say, look, we've applied for 15 grants, but we haven't been approved for any of them, rather than saying we didn't apply for any.
Okay.
Right, and I know one of the major things holding Jose back right now is a contract. So I know he's saying something about the lease agreement is the only way to apply for some of these. But I would also ask, if there's some grants that we can get without a lease agreement. Maybe just that we have the authority to be there, right? That we're working out of that garden. Hopefully, it like as Guillermo said, it's going to help us a lot going back to council in the next few months, right? And seeing some progress in that front. That we are trying to be self-sustainable. So yes, please, but in the next meeting, I would say, have some grants that maybe don't require the contract, but I'm going to still keep working and trying to get to that lease agreement.
Or if you want, send me some links to some grants and we can look at it, and perhaps instead of by the next meeting, we can say that, we are finishing up a grant, or, something like that.
Okay. Yep.
Even better. Thank you,
Awesome.
Guillermo.
I see Raquel joined us.
Yeah, let's circle back to the public comments here, Raquel. How's it going?
Hi, good morning. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, great. Hi. Yes. Thanks for inviting me. Good morning, everyone. Sorry, I was having some technical difficulties here, but I'm on board here. I just wanted to mention a quick little idea because we had a great turnout last Saturday. So my business, La Bodega del Cuervo, hosted its first health market, and I was hoping to kind of keep the idea going. So I have an office location over on Carlton Road, and I'm able to use that parking lot space to host just a small amount of vendors. And I wanted to have the focus be on healthy food, food artisans, people who are doing things around health, to give the community an opportunity to kind of have all of that in one place and have that be convenient for them to get to. Um, so we did that last Saturday, and Jose and a bunch of our awesome volunteers got together and harvested some stuff to bring, and the turnout was pretty great, I think, for the first one. And since it's on a main street there on Carlton, and it's near like a religious goods center, um, there was quite a bit of traffic just kind of stopping by, even though a lot of the vendors as well had promoted it. So we had my business, which does allergy-friendly baked goods and has an online health food store. LCUAS with their beautiful fresh organic produce. And then I had invited a woman who's a health coach, and she has her own little line of like homemade nut butters that she makes. And then the folks from Juju's were there, and then another woman who does gluten-free baked goods as well. So they all have been in business for a little while, and so they had some great, promotion, excuse me, from their end. But in addition to that, I think we just got a lot of folks from the neighborhood coming out, and so I think it was a pretty good turnout. And I would love to continue hosting something like that, bringing that to the community at my location, but also in talking to Jose. I know it's difficult because it does kind of run some challenges for the garden because they have to, get out there early to harvest things so it's nice and fresh, package it all up, clean it all up, and then bring it to a location. And I know that that's been done in the past for like the farmers market when that happens, but if we could do something on site at Canseco, that would be fantastic too. And I know they've done some smaller just versions of just, a farmers market on site there. And those have been pretty successful as well. So we were just kind of brainstorming after last weekend, how could we do this? And is there a potential to kind of partner up to do something and bring this health market idea to Canseco and do something there? So wanted to kind of throw that idea out there to the board and see what would be, what it would take to make something like that happen. If not for this month, perhaps, the coming months, as far as, what would be required. On my end, I pretty much from vendors, I just asked them to bring, kind of their setup, any table, chairs, canopy, their supplies. I did not charge a fee, although there's a potential to do that. I do want to keep that, pretty open and accessible for people to participate, however, because ideally my long-term goal is to make all of these resources available to the community. That's my end goal.
What's the reason?
So I'm not sure what else would be involved as far as, some promotion, possibly, I don't know if there's permits that are needed because you all are kind of dealing with the city as well. Sorry, I'm getting some background noise. I don't know if you all can hear me still. But just wanted to throw that idea out there and kind of put that on the table for conversation.
Great, thank you. And I think this is one of those things that we can discuss with Jose and kind of see how he wants to go about it. And at the end of the day, we'll see what he wants to do. And if anyone else has any comments, happy to bring it up. Is there anyone on the board who would like to elaborate on that?
I can put you into the homebound program, and they'll get to you next week.
Okay. Well, thank you, Duncan. I appreciate your comments. We'll definitely be following up with you as to what we decide to do and how we would like to be involved. And we appreciate it, and we're glad that you had such a great turnout. And these are the types of things that we want to encourage, right? Produce and farmers markets, and Priscilla's here as well, and this type of growth in organically, right? Pun not intended. Of our markets, right? Just selling locally. I think so. One of the ideas I keep mentioning to both markets is, we really want people to their produce from the HEB or from online or wherever it is now. That they look to us to get their organic produce every week. So more and more markets is going to be great, and I think I'm sure we'll end up finding some way to support your mission. So thank you again.
If you do have a day
Thank you. Great. Sounds good. Thank you.
Send me a text.
Thank you, Raquel.
Something out for you.
Okay, so Morgan's not here today for the volunteer report. Does he ask anyone to give a volunteer report?
Okay.
Any chance? Okay, so we'll move on to the executive director's report. So,
But I can't.
Okay.
can you mute it? Your microphone. Or is it, can I do it? That's fine. Jose, can you give your report, please?
Yeah. Let me share my screen with you.
Yeah. You'll be fine.
Yes. Well, we're talking about the. We got a donation during March, 275 check from Mr. Eduardo on behalf of Mr. Eduardo Aispuro Terrazas, and it was made possible by the Social Studies Department of Washington Middle School. At this point, our two main gardens, Canseco and Hillside, look a total makeover since our last meeting and our last and after the freeze that we got February. Both gardens look awesome, beautiful, gorgeous. Um, in Hillside, they started working. The Eagle Scouts started working on beautifying the the whole garden, the fence, the pathways. So they are working very hard on that end. But also our gardeners are working very hard on the plots. Everything looks awesome and beautiful. We are harvesting, like Raquel said. We're don't have a key to use them whenever we need them. That's just an issue we are facing right now. Our greenhouse is we have been growing seedlings for both gardens. It's working again after the freeze. We've been working on the farmers market for 6 months in a row. I believe this month we are still on the internet version of it, and probably hopefully for May or something. I know they're planning for getting back to the physical farmers market, right? Probably around May, and so we are total commitment to continue to work with them. Uh, okay, La Bodega del Cuervo Hell Market, like Raquel said, this was the first event ever hosted by her business, and from now on we would like to have it on our garden, and that's something we can talk, and I don't see a problem with it. The gardening cars crash course that we are promoting right now, this is an effort to recruit more volunteers. I'm planning our first session to be April 10. We already have 4 registered people, new people in the roster, so happy with that. I'm planning the sessions, and like Roger said, we're going to be advertising it on social media very soon, hopefully next Monday. And another project on the scope that I'm working on is that after this first project with the Eagle Scouts that are also on Hillside now, I was able to talk to another Eagle Scout that didn't have a project, so we are thinking in developing another project in Casa Canseco with this other Eagle Scout leader and his crew, and we have 2 ideas. The first one, the idea number one, and I think we can do both. But I mean, the idea number one is that so they can take control of one of our plots, the tiniest plot, Tranquility, and under my supervision, they will maintain it and work it out. And the other idea, or idea number 2, is to build from scratch to build a fruit orchard in front of our garden by Chihuahua and around by Seymour, where we can have oranges, lemons, and other fruit trees that we can enjoy in our region, right? So that's developing. We don't have any more information about this, but we are working on this right now. And well, here at the end of my report, I have the highlights of every sales event that we have had in the past. And for now, for me, that's my report right now.
Awesome. Thank you, Jose. There was a part where I wanted to delve. Oh yeah, that's a great idea with the students taking over a plot. And with your guidance, that's just such a great thing. Getting them started early, and then also that sense of responsibility over something bigger than ourselves. Right? I think it's just a lot of great things in there. And I know last time there was a donation, we started talking about naming the plottings kind of like at a sponsorship level, but more of but not sponsorship. It sounds maybe a little too corporate, but sense of contribution and honor. I know someone passed away, so they donated on behalf of them. I'm really glad you're doing different things like that to really bring in the community and really have this heartfelt appreciation for what you guys are doing. So, great job. Thank you, Jose.
Thank you.
Can I just make a comment real quick? This is Priscilla. I'm the executive director for Main Street, which we do the farmers market. And I just wanted to elaborate a little bit more on what Jose was talking about. So we are already moving in motion to have our farmers market, our physical farmers market in May. And we want to kind of have this really big welcome back, almost ribbon cutting type of event for that date. You know, like we want to do a big comeback since we haven't had an actual market, going on a year already. So we do want to make LCUAS a bigger piece of our farmers market. I think before it was, of course, because there was no management, right, and the resources that we had available. The partnership was more of like a vendor partnership where they could come and sell their product here and that. But we really want to strengthen that relationship to the community and show them that, you know, LCUAS is a huge part of the farmers market and their success also shows the farmers market's success. So we want to, I don't know how yet, and maybe Jose and I can talk about this on the phone a little bit later, but we want to make you all a bigger part of our farmers market, a stronger partnership there. So I'll be contacting you, Jose, regarding seeing how we can put that together.
Sounds great. Yes.
Great. We appreciate that, Priscilla, and I know all the great work you and Nidia have done out there. I mean, it's just I'm excited for the farmers markets to come back. You know, there's nothing like the physical location, right? And seeing everyone kind of come, bring their families, and you guys do some wonderful things. So definitely, we want to be. If you're asking us to be a bigger part of it, I think that's something we're definitely willing to do. So thank you for that.
I think for funding purposes for both organizations, if we can show that it's not just about, you know, a nice little event, you know, to go to on a Saturday. You know, it's about sustainability. It's about, you know, health. It's about wellness. It's about economic development. I mean, how many vendors go out to the farmers market and actually, you know, end up having brick and mortars, you know, and so it's much more than just a nice little place that we can go to on a Saturday. And we need to make sure that the partners, that our community sees that, because strengthening that relationship will really help funding wise for both the farmers market and LCUAS. So we're excited.
Definitely. I also love what Reka has been doing there, you know, showing people how to use the produce so that, you know, sometimes it's a knowledge barrier, right? So knowing how to use the produce in your everyday, you know, cooking and different dishes that you can do. I think that's a big part of it, the education. And so I wanted to kind of circle into, wanted to ask, you know, Maita and Raquel, if y'all had an opportunity to start having some discussions for the what should be harvested, and with Jose, of course, kind of considering what's needed in the restaurant community or in the what, you know, from the health perspective, Raquel would recommend. Have y'all had the opportunity to meet and discuss what should be harvested at the next harvest?
Hi, no, we have not.
Okay. Would you like for me to coordinate something? Maybe.
Sure, of course.
Yeah, I'd be open to that. Just let me know.
Okay. In that case, I'll reach out privately. I think the quorum's 5, right? I'm just gonna set that again. It's 5. So as long as it's under 5, we can coordinate. Is that correct, Guillermo? Okay. So then I think for now, just maybe Maita, Raquel, and Jose. We'll get started with a little chat like that. I appreciate your willingness to help with that. It's another big part of, I think, where we want to go as a community. When is the next planting, Jose? When would be that process?
We're constantly planting. Actually, this Saturday I'm sending some flowers, some wildflowers to Hillside, so they can plant on Sunday, and we are planting tomatoes and with more flowers in Canseco.
Okay. And in terms of capacity, what would you say we have left? How much of the
Uh,
gardens are left?
well, we still have like 4 rows ready to plant in Harmony, so that's a lot.
Okay, perfect. Great. Then I'll reach out. Go ahead again.
Sure. Sorry, I thought you were done, Roger.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Jose, I was texting with JJ. He's going to reach out to you probably at the beginning of next week and get you a key to the Canseco house, so you won't have that
Awesome.
issue anymore. Um,
Thank you, bro.
Thank you. Guillermo.
no, not a problem. Raquel, I'm Guillermo Walls, the secretary for the Center for Urban Agriculture. Can I get your full name so I can put you on the minutes?
Yes, it's Raquel de Hoyos.
And who do you represent?
I am with La Bodega del Cuervo. That's my business.
And she's actually one of our gardeners, so yeah.
Yes, also a volunteer.
Okay, great. Okay, that's all I have.
Thank you. Well, I don't think we have anything else on the agenda. Is there anything anybody would
I
like
failed to
to?
include. Yeah, I failed to include a thank you note for Coach Gomez in my report because yesterday we got compost from the city, so we have a good amount of compost ready to use. Well, we have to amend it with minerals and all that, but we're ready to use in our gardens.
Awesome.
So
Thank you,
thank you
Coach
very
Gomez.
much.
We'll have to send him a message here and thank you letter and for all the wonderful things he's done for us and everything on this board. You know, everyone that has been involved in their own way. So we really appreciate that. Is there so would like to make any comments? Anything else?
No. Maybe just announce when the next meeting is.
Sure. So we do right now currently have them for the first Thursdays, which would be May 6th. Should we switch to the afternoons? I've noticed there's some issues in the morning. I'm sure it's busy for everyone. Would maybe like a 2 p.m. would work better for everyone, or what does everyone think about that?
It's harder
May-
like in the middle of the day, but I'll make it work for majority vote.
Okay, so it's 2 p.m. is hard for you to make in a
Yes, I can do like mornings like this is fine, or late afternoons.
Because I'd really like to get Coach Gomez on here. I know he's such a big part of this. So it's tentative for the next meeting. We'll keep it the same, May 6th at 11 a.m. And then I'll see if Coach Gomez, you know, and anyone else, and then try to work also with your schedule, Maita. Is there anyone else that wants to make a comment on that, on the times?
You let me know. I'm open to your schedule.
Okay. I'll wait for you to get him here. Well, he seems a little busy, but I think you know, I think we're good for today's meeting. I don't know if again, going to give a last opportunity since we're a little early today, 11:37. Any last comments? Going once? Oh, get him.
What time was that meeting at?
If someone you know, I don't know if you're going to speak to Coach Gomez, but you know, if a better time works for him, I'd really like to maybe curate the time for him because he is such a big part of
Okay.
everything that's helping him also.
I know that Em and Porter have a meeting at 11 on Thursdays or 10:30, right, John? So maybe a little bit later would be better.
Is he, I don't know if he's speaking to someone else or if he's on mute.
I think he's on mute.
Sorry.
He doesn't know.
Oh, okay, I thought he was on the phone. I can't tell.
Okay. All right. I'll text both of them and I'll get back with you.
Okay. yeah, for me, afternoons work better, but I'm of course open to whatever the majority needs for the board, and yeah, let me know. Well,
Okay.
thank you, everybody. I really appreciate your time and appreciate you making it to this meeting, and we'll see you anymore. But that's it. Thank you all very much. Have a great rest of your day and a great weekend.
Thank you.
Have a great
Have a
Easter.
great day,
Bye-bye.
You
everyone.
too. Happy Easter.
Happy
Easter.
Easter.